All right, guys, I'm sorry. I just came back. All right, so I'm back again. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what happened to my live, y'all. But as you're coming in, please press 1 for the live, press 2 for the replay, say hello so I can acknowledge you, and don't be rude, y'all. Okay? I am your girl here, the Empowering Guru, aka the Purple Diva. Thank you for joining Freely Venting, a platform for those who want to vent without being judged. Okay, guys? And today's subject was, do you think that what do you think about women in the military? So yeah, we were just talking, I was just talking and letting, people know about the Guillen, Vanessa Guillen situation and her murder. Justice for Vanessa Guillen. That's the girl that she was a young lady in the military, 20 years old, who got murdered on August the 22nd or April the 22nd, I'm sorry, and was found on in June, her body dismembered by Aaron Robinson, who murdered her alongside his girlfriend, who is now in jail for it or in prison for it. So yeah, you guys, I'm like, y'all, that's crazy. It is so crazy. And I'm like, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy because it's like people that have now have been held accountable after 9 months later after finding her body. Now they want to find people accountable for what they didn't do, and that was, pay attention and basically, stay accountable for the people that were supposed to be accountable for those people that are in the military. So yeah. It's a crazy thing, y'all. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. And I'm like, y'all, it's just crazy that, people are not being held accountable for that. And I'm like, shoot. Oh, burning myself. What is wrong? My Palo Santo is like, ooh, it's flaring. It is. It is. It's fuming, baby. It's fuming, y'all. Hey, Sean Bartlett. Ooh, I'm getting ready for this. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. Thank you and appreciative. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everybody's having a great day. Please share if you guys can. Please share, please share, please share. So yeah, I was just talking about the Vanessa Guillen case. If you're not familiar with the Vanessa Guillen case, is about a young lady who was found dismembered, murdered by Aaron Robinson at Fort Hood Army Base on June. She was murdered in April, and they ended up finding her body dismembered at the base by the river. But not saying that, not speaking on everybody else that they have found, by that river. Okay, and everything that's happening with all the bodies that they're finding. They found one before they found her body. Gregory Morales was one of the young men that was murdered out there, and he was murdered. We don't know why. They haven't really been out with speaking on his murder, but they have said, that he was murdered. They found him, like, I think 3 or 4 weeks before they found Vanessa Guillen's, because her family was looking for her. And I'm just like, you know what? It's crazy because we don't even think about things like this. And people are so quick to judge and say, well, you know what? They should have never joined the military, or you know what? They shouldn't do this or they shouldn't do that. Who are you to dictate what they can do and what they can't do? Okay? People want to go into the military people want to join the military for different reasons. Okay? That's their reason. That's their business. You know what I mean? But we cannot just let them go and be like, okay, go ahead, and I'm gonna forget about you tomorrow, because that's not the case here. They're still family. They're still your daughters. They're still your sons. You know what I mean? Cousins. You know what I mean? And for those that have been in the military, my husband was in the military for over 16 years. And after he got out of the military, he went into the reserve, and he did another 6 years in the reserve. You know what I mean? But he's seen war. He's been to war. And, I see this story about Vanessa Guillen. Say her name, because she is a person. She was a person. And her legacy will always move on as long as we keep her name afloat and we keep her name out there, because this needs to change. Now they're trying to get a policy in where these new soldiers that are coming into the military, females, males, because it also happens to males. Okay, don't get it wrong. It also happens to males. Okay, they are getting harassed sexually. Some of them are getting raped. Some of them are getting, put in a place where they're uncomfortable, but they can't say anything because they're scared, because somebody told them, if you say something, you're going to get murdered, or you're going to get killed, or you're going to get even worse. You know what I mean? So it's sad. It's sad that, you have people that will do this to a young lady, and, they could get away with it. We have to be their voice as well, because we are people and we need to take care of our own as well. You know what I mean? Vanessa Guillen and her mother, Gloria Guillen, her sisters and her father are all going through this pain, just like if you were going through this pain with one of yours. Okay? Because it is so sad to see a family member, okay, or people that are going through certain things, and you can't say anything to that person face to face, or you could talk all the BS you want behind their backs and not say anything positive, or try to, keep their spirits up in one way or another. You know what I mean? And I say her name because I have a daughter. Even if I didn't have a daughter, I'm a woman. And if I wanted to join the military, when I wanted to join the military, you know what I mean? It would have been a totally different story, because I'm an outspoken person. I'm going to speak for the rookie. I'm going to speak for the underdog. You know what I mean? I'm an underdog. You know what I mean? So I'm going to speak for that person that's getting bullied. I'm going to speak for that person that can't speak for themselves, because that's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. So when I seen this story that popped up in April, and everybody was like, where is this girl at? They couldn't find her. They had video of her roaming around this place that she usually goes to go eat. But at the same time, they couldn't find her. They couldn't find her body. But then they come to find out that the body was taken. They murdered her in the armory of Fort Hood, one of the Fort Hood offices, and they murdered her there, and they went and they dismembered her body and just buried her. They put her inside of a freaking one of those lock boxes, one of those huge military lock boxes. I have one here, but I can't really show you guys. But at the same time, I'm like, what kind of freaking people these people are dealing with? Okay, it's freaking sad. And for somebody to have an accomplice just to, do what they did to her, and it'd be okay for them to do something like that, and then not have people accountable. That's bull crap. Okay? That's bull crap. Hello, Don. Don Bochinche. Hey. What's going on? What's going on? But yeah. It's sad to see, it's sad to say, it's sad to look at, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to see people having to go through this and people not speaking up for them. It's just like the George Floyd situation. This is getting off the subject of the military, but it's the same as the George Floyd situation. Let me tell you something. I'm this freaking bold, and I'm gonna say this boldly because I'm freely venting. The day that everybody saw that video on George Floyd being murdered, because that's exactly what it was. He was being murdered by that white piece of you know what. Let me tell you something. When it came down to that man being murdered the way he was murdered, my first instinct was, see, but you got to think about it both ways. See, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. But it's like I was telling my husband, I said, babe, I would have had to kick him in his face. I would have had to kick that man in his face. I would have gone to jail for assaulting an officer. But then I have to think, I have to sit back and think to myself, you know what? I have a husband, I have a daughter. Okay. But at the same time, everything in you while you're watching, if you're watching that video of George Floyd getting murdered on that ground, getting that knee pushed in further and further into his neck and him losing his breath, because that's what he died of, asphyxiation. Okay, by that man putting his knee on his neck and asphyxiating him. Okay, and them holding his legs down on the other side. Okay, he was murdered. We saw a freaking lynching. We saw a murder live. Okay, and that is why the outrage went the way it went. Because why? We are tired of seeing our own men, our own people getting murdered by people that think that they're higher and they're better. Okay, officers with freaking badges and guns. And then they want to question, oh, but why are we so mad? Why are we so upset? Why are we this? Why are we that? Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? You don't want me to answer that question. But you know what? People see it. I don't have to acknowledge it because I know what it is. Okay? It's not only race, it's about also, you know, people thinking that they're better or people thinking that they're higher, and you have a gun, oh, I could do whatever the heck I want to do and nobody's going to tell me any different because I'm a police officer. No. It's like I told my husband, if I was there and I'm taking a video and I'm seeing this man gasping for air, because it's like you can feel, if you have no sense of feeling, and if you can feel and you can see this man gasping for air and telling somebody, I can't breathe, what could be your first instinct? For me, is I have to get this sucker in his face so he can get off him. At least he would have had that kind of breath. But then I probably would have made it worse. So you lose. Again, you lose for losing. But no, because I feel that if somebody would have been able to do that without having even to think twice, this man probably would have been still alive. But what if not? It's just a lot of ifs. And what would you do? What would you do? The same with Philando Castillo, the man that was sitting right next to his girlfriend and his child in the back seat. This damn officer went and shoots him right inside of the vehicle while his girlfriend and his child is in the back seat, not thinking, oh my gosh, I could have hit that child or I could have hit the girlfriend. And you're asking the young man to show you the permit from him having a gun as a permit. So there's a double standard. There's a double standard, and I don't care what nobody says. There's a double standard when it comes to certain people having a gun and certain people not having a gun. Okay? Because Trayvon Martin only had a bag of Skittles and a freaking Coke or a soda, and he still got killed. So I'm getting off my soapbox because I'm getting emotional. But again, it is an emotional. It's an emotional thing when it comes down to you seeing the facts. People hate seeing the facts. Certain people hate seeing the facts. Okay, and they have when they you don't have a fact. When you don't have a fact